Hi, happy Thursday. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Me too. I feel okay today. I was about to send you a message. Yes,
Yeah.
well, yeah, how's work today?
Um, so far so good.
Okay, that's very nice to hear. Any plans for the weekend?
Nothing special. I just stay at home and then spend the
hmm
weekend with my family.
I see. How's the weather these days?
Mm, it's just getting warm, not very cold.
I see. Okay, at least it's not really freezing cold. Yes,
Right.
already. Right. Okay. Anything else to share with me?
Nothing special.
Okay. What's your article for today's class?
The number 1462.
1462?
Yeah.
Okay, the new article. Could you please tell me something about this?
Yeah. South Korea's population has fallen for the first time in the country's history. It
hmm
is focused on a aging population and chronically low birth rate. The latest census figures released at the weekend show the population stood at 51,829,023 at the end of December, down from 20,838 from the previous year. South Korea's population has risen every year over the previous decade, although the growth rate has declined from 1.49% in 2010 to to zero uh, to that 0.5% by 2019, according to the Yonhap News Agency. Data reported by Yonhap showed the country recorded 275,815 births in 2020, compared with 307,764 deaths. The trend, which has also led to a population decline in neighboring Japan, is adding to pressure on the government to address the long-term demographic cha- challenges posed posed by a rapidly aging society and one of the lowest fertility rates in the world. Amid the rapid decline birth rate, the government needs to undertake fundamental changes to its relevant policies, the Interior Minister said, as its overall population shrinks. South Korea, Asia's fourth-largest economy, is also experiencing a rise in the number of older people, with those aged 60 and over accounting for 24% of the total. The population is not confined to Asian rural regions. The population of the country's capital, Seoul, fell by just over 60 last year, Yonhap said. The administration of the President Moon Jae-in recently announced initiatives to encourage couples to have bigger families, including one-off payment of one one
Mhm.
on 675 ruble for pregnant mm, women and monthly cash allowance for children aged under 12 months, but critics critics say the measures too little to tackle much bigger financial obstacles to having more children, such as higher education and housing costs. Pre- Pressure on family finances aside, some experts have pointed to growing opposition among South Korean women to conforming to social norms by raising children and caring for aging in-laws while their husbands work. In 2018, just over 22% of South Korean women who are single or had never married said they thought trying to nurse was a necessary part of life, compared with almost 47% of a decade earlier. The shift is reflected in a drop in the number of marriages from 434,900 in 1996 to 257,600 last year.
Mm-hmm.
South Korea's birth rate, the average number of children a woman has during her lifetime, dropped to a record low of 0.92 in 2019, the lowest among all members of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. That is well below the rate of 2.1 it needs to keep its population stable, and a sharp drop from 50 years ago, when the birth rate stood at 4.53. If current trends persist, the government predicts South Korea's population will drop to 39 million by 2067, when more than 46% of the population will be aged over 64. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Right. Any questions about the vocabulary?
Everything is okay with the vocabulary.
Okay, now let's move on. What is the reason why South Korea's population has fallen?
The region South Korean nation Korean.
Hmm? Mhm.
Okay. Because um, lots of more and more people that want to get married.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So that is because of yeah, the aging population and the chronically low birth rate. Yes, because people yes, don't want to get married, or even they want to get married but they don't want to have children.
Children, right?
Yes. Okay. And what does the administration encourage couples to have?
Sometimes, okay. Actually, the
Mm-hmm.
government provides bigger some benefits such as one-off payment of 1 million won for pregnant women and monthly cash allowance for children aged under 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what does the administration encourage?
Administration
Mm-hmm.
encourages couples to have bigger families.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes. And what would be the population of South Korea by 2067 or 2067?
Yeah, if current trend persists, the government predicts South Korea's population will drop to 39 million by 2067.
Hmm. Right, yeah, so it's very low. So is the population of a country vital to its economic growth?
Oh, yes, right.
Mm-hmm.
Because the population itself is a kind of market power.
Mm-hmm.
So if the country's population is big, then you can have bigger market. But
Mm-hmm.
if your population is decreased, then you could lose the market power.
Mm-hmm. Right, yes. And thus accepting immigrants and migrant worker an option to increase a country's population.
Mm, just why I
Mm-hmm.
think it could be one of the options to increase your
Mm-hmm.
country's population.
Mm-hmm.
So, but lots of people are worrying about that immigration could make the taxable families for the domestic people.
Mm-hmm.
So we that's why governments control the immigrant numbers.
I see. Okay. So Korea is accepting immigrants.
Just right, accepting immigrants,
Oh.
but not big numbers.
I see. So what are the pros and cons of that?
Um, as I mentioned, if you accept lots of immigrants,
Mm-hmm.
then they could bring the increasing population of a country. But also,
Mm-hmm.
um, sometimes there could be some conflict or some trouble with the origin people versus immigrants because of
Mm-hmm.
the different culture and then different financial situation.
Mm-hmm. So what could be the
Yeah.
conflict? What are the possible conflict?
Mm, they could compete for a decent job.
Mm, I see. Okay. So that means the people in your country will lose opportunity to get a job.
That's right. So actually,
I see.
that happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, we sent lots of people from other countries, from China and then other Asian countries.
Mm-hmm.
So from the lots of immigrants, and then they could work at a low wage or low salary.
Ah.
So eventually, they make the average salary very low.
Mm, I see. Okay. That's the reason why. Yes, it
Yeah.
would affect you as well. So what's the best solution for that?
I think the best solution for that is, as I mentioned, the government just control the immigrant numbers, not to they have some limit, not
Mm-hmm.
to impact on their domestic economy.
How about the decreasing population of your country? What's the best solution for that?
Best solution actually that's a very complicated situation in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Not only supporting the new married couple, but we
Mm-hmm.
also lots of Koreans are suffering from the high price houses and then
Mm-hmm.
private academies, education fees,
Mm-hmm.
and also the culture. Actually, lots of people just want to live their life alone or single, and even married couple, they don't want to have a child.
Right.
So at the moment, it's just a social trend. So I
Mm.
think government makes some kind of good campaign or promotion, and they make the
Mm-hmm.
situation changes slowly.
I see. Okay. Right. So they should make some kind of campaign as
That's
for
right.
that. And is it a good option to incorporate AI and robotics to help the economic growth of South Korea? Mm-hmm.
Yes, but at the moment, we don't know about the effect or of AI and then robotics to our economy. But it could be, yeah, helpful in some business sphere.
Right. Yeah. So you're not yet sure about its effect. So it's not yet good.
Yeah,
Yes, as well. All right. Any questions so far about your article?
everything's okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Dante, for today's class. Have a great weekend.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.